Hello and welcome to episode 125 of Heroes of Handheld, the world's premium podcast dedicated to everything handheld gaming. We like to talk about your iOS devices, your Android devices, your PlayStation Vitas, your PSPs, your Nintendo 3DSs, 2DSs, your new 3DSs, your Wii U's, and for some reason we also mention Xbox Ones and PS4s, even though they're not handheld whatsoever. I'm one of your hosts. I've been your host since the very inception of this podcast back in 2013, I think it was now, 2012, I can't remember. But I'm joined by the man. Some say he is a stud muffin. That's all I got. It's Chris.
Hi, Colin. How are you? My name's Chris, and I'm here to record a podcast with you.
Yay. You sound chipper. You sound
good. I'm good.
You ready to go? You're pumped. You're ready for this?
Yeah,
you know?
I've been dreaming about this for the whole week, my friend.
Ever since we stopped talking last week, we've been dreaming of this moment. So before we get started, I just wanted to say that last week, one of our loyal listeners liked our sing-song we had, our Disney sing-song. What did we say? It was Hercules, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So without further ado, let's whip out the let's dust off the Phil Collins, and let's begin. Put your faith in what you most believe in. Two worlds, one family. Trust your heart. Let fate decide to guide these lives we see. A paradise untouched by man. Within this world blessed with love. A simple life, they live in peace. There we go. That's your...
Softly tread the sand below your feet now. Two worlds, one family.
Have you got
Trust your heart, let fate decide to guide these lives we see.
Because you got the lyrics bang on, but you got the tune completely wrong.
I don't know what you're talking about, mate. Massive fan of Tarzan.
I love Tarzan. It's my boy. Literally, Phil Collins. He has the voice of an angel. I love that man. Who can forget his amazing tune of "Son of Man," which was also from Tarzan. Son of man, look to the sky. Set your spirits in the tree. Love that man. Anyway,
is it Phil Collins who does Studio?
That was Genesis, wasn't it? So yeah, probably was.
Oh yeah, it might be. Yeah. Anyway, Colin.
Studio. Anyway, yes. Hi.
We've had a message from a loyal fan and listener and friend named David. I'm gonna read some of it, but not all of it, because some of it's a bit, info giving away.
Who's David? Some guy you met next door.
No one is gonna get that.
In the house of David, if you like.
So this is from.
But be sure he don't know Peeler, John, or Mike. Anyway, go on.
This is from David. David has written in to say, you guys have a great podcast. So I kind of worry that he's listening to the wrong one. But anyway, I'm currently in the dreaded tax preparation season at work in the US, and your podcast gets me through these stressful times. I get an hour lunch break, and I use it to play my Vita. I have a 3DS too, but I have too many uncompleted games on Vita that I'm trying to get through. Yep, I know the feeling. I bought SAO Lost Song, then Legend of Heroes came out, and now Atalia Escher, so I'm drowning in great games. I always look forward to your new podcast. You guys make me laugh at the things you talk about. Please keep it up. And then a load of exclamation marks. So here's the thing, Colin.
Does he actually listen to our podcast? Does he actually?
I always imagine people listening to our podcast whilst they're not doing anything important. But David's like doing tax, and that's really important. And he's just like listening to us singing Tarzan and Hercules. So I kind of feel like... David, we're very grateful. And it's a really touching and nice email. But also, do put us on pause if you're paying tax, because that's a big one,
Yeah, because don't Americans have to do their own tax?
Yeah, it's like tax return season or something, isn't it?
All I know about tax is there used to be an advert on the British telly a few years ago now.
Are you going to say with Maurice Stewart?
I don't know. What was the guy's name? Rodney Stewart?
No, Moira Stewart used to do them. The newsreader from Radio 2.
Moira Stewart. No, because that's a woman, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, that's not. No,
So who are
it
you
was some
thinking
old
of?
guy. It was some old guy, and he'd go, "Tax doesn't have to be taxing." I always remember that saying. This is like 2011, no, 2001, 2002 hype. Back
This
in the
is
day,
like
when
Who's
we were.
David era.
Who's David? But thank you for your
Okay.
nice words, David. We really appreciate it. And
And if anyone else wants to send us nice things, heroes of handheld at gmail.com. Or Colin, what's your address again, Colin?
what's your postcode, Chris? What's your zip code? What's your
Wee! So
PO
yeah,
box
do
number?
get in touch. Or tweet us at Handheld Podcast. Right. Shall we what have you been playing this week on your Vita, Colin Byrne?
I have been playing whilst battling through the bad battery life. More on that to come soon. I've been playing a game called Baseball Riot. And this is a game from our friends at 10 Tons Ltd. And they've done such classic Vita games as Sparkle, Sparkle 2, Sparkle Unleashed, King Oddball, and also Tennis in the Face, which I've spoken about.
Tennis in the Face.
So this is a follow-up to Tennis in the Face. Tennis in the Face was actually quite a big hit for 10 Tons. It was released on loads and loads of different platforms. One of those games where there's loads of levels. You're a tennis player, and you've got a certain amount of tennis balls, and you had to hit all the. I think it was residents of a town that had been turned into zombies because of an energy drink. You had to hit all of them in a certain amount of tennis balls. It's one of those games where you have like a catapult thing, and you got to hit all the targets in a certain amount of balls. That's the sort of games that they are known for, like these sort of puzzle games, like these level based. I don't know what the term is for these sort of games. Like it's a bit like, well, not Candy Crush, but that sort of idea where it's different mini levels and you build your way up.
Like a puzzle arcade game.
Yes, let's go with that. But this is the latest installment, and pretty much if you played Tennis in the Face, you played Baseball Riot. It's the same idea, same mechanics, pretty much exactly the same, except there's a different skin on it, and there's loads of more levels for you to encounter. So if you're a fan of the puzzle game genre, then why not check it out? You're a baseball player, and rather than hitting tennis balls, you're hitting baseballs. Same idea. You've got to hit all the different zombified characters and also collect stars whilst you're at it as well in a certain amount of balls. It is fun. It's that I do like 10 Tons. They're a good company, but I do find that some of their games are very repetitive. Obviously, Sparkle, Sparkle 2, Sparkle Unleashed, all the same genre of game, all pretty much exactly the same, really. And this is the same issue with Tennis in the Face and Baseball Riot. They're pretty much the exact same game, just with a different skin on, which is a shame. But that doesn't distract from how fun they are. So if you've never played, if you haven't played Tennis in the Face, then play Baseball Riot because it's fun. But if you were a massive fan of Tennis in the Face, and I'm sure you'd like this as well. I've also been playing a bit more of Hercules, the PS1 classic. I finally got past the dreaded level that was causing me grief for ages. So I'm continuing on my journey on that. And it's making me love Disney even more. Chris, I forgot to tell you. There's a story I was going to tell you. Right, people, get comfy. I've got a story here. Well, it's not really a long story. I'm telling you to get comfy. But before we came on air, I was playing some FIFA on my Xbox One. And I like to play online against random people from around the world. It's fun because... rather than play the computer, as in, that you say you play the computer, rather than play the Xbox, like you know what I'm saying, like you playing the
the AI,
the AI. Rather than do that, I think it's better playing online because each person you play has a different style of playing the game. So it's always it's much more challenging. I find I enjoy that. Anyway, so I was playing with some guy on FIFA earlier, and it's very rare that anyone talks on FIFA, to be honest with you. I didn't have my headset plugged in. It's not that I don't play FIFA to talk to. I think it's a bit awkward when it's just one other person in the game, and I'm just like, you right? How you doing? How's the kids? I think it's awkward. So, but I didn't have my mic plugged in, but he had his plugged in, and all I could hear was music in the background, really loud and distorted, but I have no problem with that if the music is good. But what really surprised me of what the music was, no joke, it was Wings and Paul McCartney. I'm not even joking.
No way. What of? Did they do Band on the Run?
Yes, that one. That was the first one. And the second one was. Can you guess what the second one was?
Live and Let Die.
Live and Let. And he was literally singing along as well. It was great. Live and Let
So-
Die. It was so good.
So funny.
But then the clincher, the highlight was when he started singing Jess Glynn, and it wasn't just humming along. He knew every single word to this Jess Glynn song, and you know the one that goes, "Don't be so hard on yourself, no." I just
He was on mic.
I don't know. I don't know. I like to think he did, and he just provided me with entertainment. I did beat him 1-0, which was fun as well. It provided me with
Nice work.
entertainment. So yeah, that was a highlight. So that was fun, very fun.
Oh, good. I'm glad you had a good time.
And I also a bit annoyed at Game. I think I said this last week when I had to get a replacement headset because the one I bought from Game didn't work. So I went and got a new one, exchanged it, and then I got an email from Game like about a day later saying that because I bought my purchase back, they're going to take points off them. Because when I bought this headset through Game's website, they gave me points to add to my loyalty card, which the points can be used to buy things. They gave me 500 points, which is it's quite a lot. You know, that's probably about £1.50's worth of points or something like that. They sent me an email saying because I have returned my item, they have removed these points from my account. Now, here's the thing: I didn't return it. I exchanged it. And it was their fault it didn't fucking work. And they bloody took the points off my account. So now I've got to, at some point, do the online chat with them again. I seem to be just constantly talking to the Game employees over the past few months. But that annoyed me a little bit. But hopefully I'll get my points back and I can use that £1.50 to buy another Xbox One game.
Lucky you.
Lucky me.
Okay. Well, thanks for asking, Colin. I've been playing lots of Shovel Knight this week.
No one even cares. God, say get yourself.
And also, I've started playing Pokemon Picross, which I kind of loosely talked about last week. I want to like it. I just don't understand how to do these fucking puzzles. Like, I sit there, right? And I'll play them, and Emma, aka Female Colin, who's been on the show before, plays a lot of Picross, and will kind of like sort of help me out. And I just can't do them at all. Like, I don't know where you start with them, and I just end up making this random blobby mess, and then shutting down my DS in frustration. And the worst thing about having a DS is, it's like old school phones. If you were in a mood with someone, you just flip it in the middle of a conversation.
Yeah.
You know, like that's the same with a DS. If it's winding you up, I'm just like, nope, and I just close the lid and walk away. And it's so satisfying to do that it means that I just like still can't understand how to do them.
Yeah,
it's just so complicated.
Picross.
And it's that thing of like, kids do these puzzles and they get it, and I try and do these puzzles and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, it just baffles me.
Isn't this just like a crossword puzzle?
No. It's like a number block filling gap. Oh, I just can't.
Oh, right. I put Picross, but auto corrected to pick crossword, which is why I'm seeing crossword. No, so I searched Picross. Now I'm seeing some crucifixes. That's good. I want to find some pictures of Picross. There we go. Oh, I know this game. I thought it was easy.
Nope.
Wow.
Quite tricky.
Quite tricky. Do you get to
I
make
find
fun?
them very difficult.
Do you get to make fun shapes?
Yeah.
You
But
do?
it's just too hard.
There's a euphemism in there somewhere. it's just too hard. How much did it cost you?
It was free.
So would you say it was worth every penny?
Well, I mean, yeah, but I guess technically it's worth every penny.
Because there was no pennies. That's the joke. Oh my god, you're such a lark. Great. So what else have you been playing? Is that it?
That's it, really.
Wow. That's not very exciting, is it?
Well,
that's not the big high octane game I wanted to hear about.
All right, sorry. But Colin, I'm gonna give you some info on a big high octane game instead. How does that sound?
That sounds lovely.
So, last week we talked about Detective Pikachu.
We did, and I was very excited.
Loads of new details have emerged about this game, and it actually comes out today in Japan. So hopefully we'll get even more details, which we'll be able to talk about next week. But the first thing to know is that I've linked to an article on our website on Silicon Era, which is really good. They do loads of writing about kind of Japanese 3DS games. The game takes place in Rhyme City. You play as Detective Pikachu and a young boy named Tim. Tim's visiting Rhyme City, and he meets Detective Pikachu there. Pikachu is a famous detective in Rhyme City. Pikachu has a weakness for beautiful women and occasionally instigates Tim into inviting girls that Pikachu is interested in to going out for tea. Now, I'm going to copy a picture into the document and on heroesofhandheld.com as well. And it's a picture of Pikachu winking at the back of a girl's head. It's very weird. It looks really funny. Pikachu loves drinking coffee. He always goes to the same cafe. He's always running on 2 feet, but he's not very fast. He's sort of like a bit of his own cop. Apparently, he can't really use electricity very well. So it's not. I don't think it's the same Pikachu from the anime, but it's just so weird.
That's a creepy wink right there.
Yeah, there's loads of other characters. He works at a detective agency run by a guy called Mike Baker. He's working with a TV channel. He's just so weird. And there's Pokemon in the game as well. So you meet like a Furfrou and a Scraggy and a Fletchling and like a Trevenant. And it just looks so weird, but it looks really fun. So you play as Tim. You work with Pikachu. You have to solve the crimes, get info from people, find evidence. Loads of quick time events and stuff for like co-op things. It just looks bonkers, but I think it's gonna be really fun. It's worth 15,000 yen, which is, I'm just googling to see how much that is. It's about £9. It's called Birth of a New Duo in Japan. We don't know if it's going to come out over here, but I really hope it does because it just looks so daft.
Yes.
There's been have you seen as well? There's been a petition this week for Danny DeVito to voice Pikachu in the UK version.
I reckon it should be Danny Dyer.
Oh yeah, that would be good actually.
Shut it, love. Great.
This looks so fun. Definitely, go to our website and kind of look at some more pictures on there if you can. It does look really funny.
Problem is that it's very unlikely this game will come to the West. Because I think what encourages, who's developing this game? Is it Nintendo?
I don't know, actually.
They need enough press. They need enough uproar from the community, and then they will do it. If they know people will buy this game, I'm sure they will bring it. It happened with the PlayStation Vita and the Banner Saga. Like there was an uproar when the Banner Saga developers announced that wasn't going to be coming to Vita, and then Sony stepped in and made it happen. Are making it happen. So I'd love to see this game. What is it? Is it an RPG? What sort of game is it? Come on,
it's like a kind of, I think it's like a puzzle RPG, I guess, because you're mainly solving mysteries and gathering evidence and stuff.
Okay,
drinking coffee and seducing women.
Of course, that picture of Pikachu is going to be the featured image on this week's podcast article. I must say.
We should say as well. I'm going to embed a link to the main, the official website, which has got more info, but it is all in Japanese, so take it. The translation might not be great.
Nice, Chris. So I want to start my PlayStation Vita news this week by quickly going to Google and finding an article. Just bear with me.
Okay.
So this sort of took me by surprise. I didn't realize. I've been sort of out of the loop this week with the PlayStation Vita. Apart from my time with Baseball Riot, I've not really had much time to look at the latest news. I thought it was quite a quiet week, but something I completely missed was the fact that the latest Vita update was causing all sorts of problems for people across the world, and this was all down to update 3.57. So this article is from last week actually, so I think it was just after we recorded last week's episode. So this update, which I updated, and there was no problems at all. Apparently people were experiencing loads of issues as soon as they downloaded this. People couldn't access the PS Store. They were just seeing a please wait notification for ages, nothing would happen. And also, people were saying that their Vita batteries were being drained a lot quicker as well. I mean, this would sort of explain something to me, because when I charged up my Vita a few days ago, I came back to it yesterday, I think it was. It had been plugged in. I'd not used it. I turned off the power, obviously, so I knew it was fully charged. I tried to turn it on, and it wouldn't turn on because the battery was gone. I can't be 100% sure that the charger wasn't plugged in properly, but I'm 95% sure that it was fully charged. So I don't know whether this update had anything to do with it, but apart from that, I've had no problems accessing the PlayStation Store. But a lot of people were talking about this on Reddit and NeoGAF. A lot of people, this was one of the top posts actually on the Vita subreddit last week. But Sony have now said that it's all been fixed. And they've actually said it's nothing to do with the update. Like, a lot of different companies and news sites were asking for some information from Sony. Why is this update affecting the PlayStation Vita? Has your dedication to stabilizing the Vita backfired dramatically? So they finally got back to people and said, I haven't got the actual quote here, but it was about 2 sentences long, and it says something along the lines of, the recent update is not the reason why people were struggling to get onto the PlayStation Store. It was due to a network issue. This has now been fixed. Thanks for your patience. And that was it. So even though loads of people are saying the same things about since the update, there's been issues, Sony have come out and said it's nothing to do with the update. It was a network issue. So we wait and see if people still experience issues, because fair enough, I can understand that with the PlayStation Store, network issue, but the whole battery life issue, that's a bit of a weird one. Like how so many people's Vitas batteries are draining a lot quicker. So we wait and see. I mean, they haven't released a patch or anything like that, so it's still on. We're still on version 3.57. So, I mean, if anyone out there listening to this show has had any problems with their Vita over the past week, definitely let us know. Be interesting to see whether anyone else is experiencing weird performance issues and battery life issues. How long's your battery life lasting? I know normally it lasts about 4 to 5 hours on full charge, but it'll be very interesting to hear if anyone else is having issues. But I'm not having any problems, and I guess that is the main thing. I am fine. Do not worry about me. I'm fine.
So I'm not trying to be thick, Colin.
You are a bit thick,
right.
I must.
So I don't have any inside info, but the Vitas all worked fine, and then an update came out, and then the Vita stopped working fine, and then Sony said it wasn't to do with the update. Is that right?
Yeah, it makes perfect sense to me.
Right.
I know, Sony. It's what's really and miffed me, and it miffed quite a lot of people, is the fact that Sony took a couple of days to get back to people on this. This was a major issue, If there was major battery life problems, that's going to stop people from playing their Vitas, and surely that's a major issue. And obviously the PlayStation Store is where people can buy new games, so Sony weren't making any profit. It's a bit weird how it's almost like they didn't realize there was a problem until a few days ago, where I just imagine some fat security guard sitting in some tiny office eating a donut at midnight, and then seeing a blinking light on his screen and going, oh, there seems to be an issue there. Oh, well, they're shrugging his shoulders and then falling
these things.
Yeah, that's the image I have in my head. But it seems like it's been, according to Sony, they say it's been sorted now because it was a network issue. But as I said, we wait and see whether there's going to be any further updates or issues on that. So yeah, that was a bad thing happened to the Vita this week. And as I said, it completely went over my head. I didn't realize this was happening at all until a few days ago. But as I said, if anyone's experienced issues with this update, let us know. heroesofhandheld@gmail.com is our email address. Do it. But let's hand back to Mr. Nintendo, who has some more news from the world.
I've got loads of news actually.
Nice.
So the first, a little thing is that Unity, which is a kind of game engine thing.
Yeah.
Unity have announced that they are going to be supporting the new Nintendo 3DS platform. They announced that they were going to be supporting it ages ago, but now it's out, and people who are developing for Unity can develop for the new Nintendo 3DS. Now, I don't understand very much this kind of stuff, but what I'm going to do is link a blog post from the Unity team, and if you're kind of interested in how games are made and sort of engines and shaders and graphic effects and things like that, it's a really interesting blog read. it all went a little bit over my head, but definitely give it a read because it means we're going to be getting some more great Nintendo 3DS games for the new Nintendo 3DS. So do read this blog. But Colin, here's a big thing, right? You know how Nintendo, because they're like a publicly owned company, they'll come out and they'll do sort of they'll sit down with their investors and they'll tell everyone like what's been going on and what's been happening kind of in the last few months for Nintendo, like a debrief, as it were.
Yeah.
So Nintendo have just done another one of these, and they've announced how the new sort of reward scheme is going to work to take the place of Club Nintendo, and it's actually really interesting. So before you bought a game, and if you bought it physically, you got some Club Nintendo points and you could scratch off and earn yourself a keyring, right? It was a bit shit. But now you could also, if you did digital downloads through the eShop, you could link that with your account and get some stuff as well. But they've launched some new information. So My Nintendo is going to come out in March this year. Everyone who has created a Nintendo account by that time will become a My Nintendo member automatically. At the launch, it's going to start off as a points-based reward program, which can be used both on dedicated gaming systems, so your 3DS and your Wii U's, and also smart devices, which on their picture is phones and tablets. And it's positioned as the bridge between video game systems and smart devices. It's a new unique service. It's going to work across all your things. And basically, there's going to be two types of points, okay? And this could get a bit complicated, but bear with me. So you get platinum points, right? Now, platinum points are earned by playing Nintendo apps on your phone, logging into the eShop, or meeting certain conditions, which they've said is, in the past, they've said might be to do with sort of completing games and stuff like that. However, there's also going to be gold points, which are the ones related to actually spending money. So you get gold points for making digital purchases of Wii U and Nintendo 3DS games. Before, they used to use points/coins, but now points are gained by members not only as a result of digital purchases, but also by being loyal to the Nintendo systems. Now, platinum points can be exchanged for digital content, some of which is exclusive to My Nintendo members. So that is, that would be like, I guess, wallpapers and ringtones and that kind of stuff. And you won't earn platinum points for playing 3DS and Wii U games, but you will earn platinum points for logging onto the Nintendo eShop. Gold points, which are the money ones, are going to be exchangeable for discount coupons to purchase stuff for your Wii U and your 3DS. So there's kind of like two branches to this, I guess, because you've got your loyalty points, which are like, oh, you've logged into the eShop 50 times, have a wallpaper. And you've got your gold points, which are like, oh, you spent loads of money, so we're going to give you some money back. And it's hopefully coming out in March. They're hoping to add some other bits as well to My Nintendo, including like friend relationships, coordinating cloud data, and perks in stores as well. But to start off with, it's just the points program, the discounts, and then recommending stuff for you, and you can download stuff through the Nintendo website. It's planned to come out in 39 different countries. There's loads more information on the website, which we're going to link, which is their kind of slides from the presentation, including more information on Miitomo, which is their first smart device application, which playing that will earn you some platinum points. So yeah, definitely have a read of all this. It's really interesting stuff, and a kind of like quite an interesting new direction for Nintendo, I think.
This makes me think of Nectar points you earn at Sainsbury's.
Yes, it's very similar to Nectar points.
Where you can where if you buy £80 worth of groceries, you get about 80p in Nectar points.
Yes.
It could be something like that, where you have to buy loads to get anything worthwhile.
Like, I don't know the ratio because they've not announced it. But like, yeah, it'll be interesting. I think this will live or die depending on how much discount you earn. Because if it's a good deal, it'll make people go digital all the time. But if it's a bit crap, then people probably won't. So we'll have to wait and see.
Well, this is replacing the old system they had, isn't it? The
Club Nintendo. Club Nintendo is no more.
Yeah. Why did they end that, and why are they starting this? I don't understand.
Because I don't know. Because they wanted to do more.
Why don't you know more about the inner workings of Nintendo? Why?
Because I don't work for them.
Tell me more. But you don't gotta brag. Right. So that's exciting. So when can you probably said, but when can we expect to
March.
take part
More
in
info
March?
in March.
Yeah, I was I was thinking about every day of the year, and the one month that nothing good happens is February. February is a rubbish month. Every other month is cool, you know.
Yeah, it's slow, isn't it, February?
Like January is the day after Christmas. No, not the day after, the month after Christmas. So you're getting back into the flow of work and getting back into the routine. March, I've always liked March because when I was younger and we had to write the date on our workbooks, I always liked writing March. It was fun, like, marching. It was fun. April is when it's my birthday. May is the end of the football season. June, July, August, or summer. It's, every month's got like its own little perk. But then we have February, which is just like the scum. Scum has fewer days.
Valentine's Day to you too.
Oh, Valentine's Day is all right. Excuse to spend money. You know what I'm saying? Way up the lads. Anyway, so
okay. What else is new?
What's new? Well, I'm going to talk about a game that's coming to Vita. Now, normally, every day we seem to get new games that are coming to Vita.
Bless you, Shona.
Brilliant. Chris says, "Bless you." She says thanks. So this game got around a bit of fluff in my mouth. So this game's been out on other platforms, but this is very interesting. It's a game called I think Dre. I think Dr. Dre with an I at the end. Dre. I'm not too sure. So there was an original game that was just called Dre, but the new one's called Dre with two I's. So it's Dreii. And what's interesting about this, it's a puzzle game. It's a cooperative multiplayer game. But what's really cool about this is that when it comes to PlayStation Vita, when the sequel comes to PlayStation Vita, it's going to be cross-platform with every other platform it's on. So you'll be able to play against people on iOS, on Android, who are playing on PC, on Steam, on Xbox. It's really, really cool idea, this. Now, the general idea, I believe it's about making different structures. And it's similar to, I've never played, not Destiny, what's it called? Journey. Is that what it's called? Journey.
Yes, Journey.
That was another game where it's cooperative, but you never knew the person you were journeying with. Is that right? You never really got to communicate with. So that's the same idea of this. Like, you get paired up with some random from around the world, and you have to work together. I didn't play the first one, but the concept is, you take two or more people and attempt to build a structure to a certain height collaboratively, and you can communicate with the other person, but you've got a set statements you can say, or actually they're words. So there are loads of little bubbles. They say words like help, drop, sorry, bye, he, slowly, hello, blimey, wait, hurt, or brilliant, which are coincidentally all the words Chris uses during sex. Oh,
help, brilliant,
yay, blimey. Anyway, so
sorry.
sorry. Slowly. Anyway, right. So, yeah, that's how you communicate with the other person, by choosing one of these bubbles with one word in. And yeah, you have to work together to make different structures, and they have to reach a certain height. But what's the main thing that's piqued my interest is how it's going to be multi-platform across loads and loads of different platforms. Apparently, in the original title, there was loads of complaints because not many people played it, unfortunately. So you couldn't play cross-platform. You can only play against people who had it on the same version. But now you can play people who are playing on everything. So, from your phone to I'm not sure whether it's on consoles, but if someone had it on Xbox, they could play someone who's got a Vita. Really cool idea, this. Really looking forward to it. And it's coming out very soon, actually, February the 9th. So next week we can expect this on PlayStation Vita. There's going to be no lobbies, and it's going to be you can play against people for 19 different languages. So 19 different let's have a look at. Oh no, not 19 different countries. There's going to be 19 different languages you can choose from in the game.
Oh,
so that's cool. Jargon.
That sounds really fun.
It's called, I don't know if it's Dry or Dre. I'm going to assume it's Dre. But this one's Drei. As I said, think Dr. Dre with two I's at the end, and then you got the game. So looking forward to that, and it's coming out next week. So
cool.
Check it out.
Are we going to play it?
Yes, but we won't know if we're playing against each other.
Oh, yes, of course. So we'll just have to hope.
Yeah, we just have to keep saying sorry, help. Help.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, back to you.
I've got two bits to finish on. The first is that if you're listening to this podcast, Bayonetta and Corrin are probably out in Super Smash Brothers as you're listening. So Bayonetta and Corrin come out in the afternoon in February, if you're February 3rd, if you're in America, or on the morning of February the 4th, if you're in Europe. So probably, as you're listening, maybe give it 12 hours, then they'll be out, which is cool. So Bayonetta, obviously coming from Bayonetta, and Corrin coming from the new Fire Emblem game. They look really sick. And yeah, I just wanted to flag that because, I think we should, as a community, it's good to keep supporting Smash and their updates and their DLC because they're going to keep giving it to us and they're being really interesting with their character choices. But my last bit of news, Colin, which is good but also worrying. Do you remember we spoke about Pokemon Go?
Yes.
Now, this is a game that is coming out on your Androids and your iOSs. It's a smartphone game that's based around augmented reality Pokemon. So you run around the streets of Christchurch, wherever you are, and you might bump into like a rogue Rhyhorn, and you and your pals have to team up to take it down. Now, I don't know why, but I just assumed we'd be getting it in February because of the Pokemon 20-year anniversary.
Yeah.
However, GDC, which is obviously the Games Developers Conference, which takes place in San Francisco,
of course,
in the middle of March, has announced that they are hosting a Pokemon Go and real-world gaming session. So this either means the game isn't coming out until mid-March, or the game's going to come out and then they're going to have like a review thing, which might be nice. But I just thought it was worth talking about because it means we're going to actually, if the game isn't out by then, we're going to see get a lot more information on this game, which is really kind of pushing boundaries and doing interesting things. And also, hopefully, we were talking earlier about games that will be on mobile but will tie into Nintendo, will bridge the gap between the two.
Yes.
Surely this has got to be one of them. Surely this has got to be it. So anyway, I just thought this was worth mentioning. It's they've yet to announce the date and time, but it is happening at GDC, which is March 14th to the 18th in San Francisco. It's a Pokemon Go session, and it could mean that we're definitely going to see some more of the game there, but we don't know whether that means the game's coming out after that or who knows. I just thought it was worth flagging.
I am serious, and don't call me Shirley.
Okay, great.
You said sure.
No. Have you got much more to talk about, my dear boy?
I got two more. I mean, this is very small news, and I think this links to you as well on your side of the coin. The next Lego title has been revealed. The next Lego title that's coming to PlayStation Vita is going to be, of course, Star Wars The Force Awakens, and this is also coming to 3DS as well, I believe. Is that right, Chris?
Yes, it is. And Wii U as well.
No, it's coming to everything. So Lego Star Wars.
Interestingly, sorry, Colin. One website suggested that Lego Force Awakens is going to be exclusive to the new Nintendo 3DS, so not playable on the old clunky ones. But I think it's probably just a typo. But I just thought that was interesting.
That's not really going to be a typo, is it?
Well, it's because it's this was on. I think it was on Amazon France, but Amazon France also didn't list the Vita version, so it suggests that it's probably just someone's put the info in wrong.
Well, hopefully. Have you got a new 3DS? I can't remember. Do you have the
Yes, I do.
You do. That's all right. You're fine then.
Fine.
Why do you care? I've got to say, I do like that Lego version of BB-8. That is very cute.
Have you watched the trailer?
Not yet. I see it's at the bottom of this article, so I will watch it. Is it good?
Definitely. It's funny. It's very similar to the Force Awakens trailer that everyone loved. The only thing I'd say about this, Colin, is Force Awakens is 2.5 hours long. I don't know how they're going to get 15 levels out of it, because normally they have to take the whole trilogy.
I'm sure they'll think of something. Don't they normally do for Pirates of the Caribbean? Did they do the different episodes, or was it just
Yeah, they did. They did all 4 films.
Oh, well, that's all right then. See, so what are you worrying about?
What I'm worrying about is that Force Awakens is one film turned into a whole game.
Yeah, but you said there was 4 different games for Pirates of the Caribbean.
No, 4 different films in one game.
Oh, right. Okay, I get you. That'd be interesting. I'm sure they'll be able to pad it out quite a bit. I mean, wouldn't it be great if you could control BB-8 and just roll around and knock over stormtroopers?
Yeah, that'd be true. Apparently, as well, it's going to feature some content that bridges the gap between episode 6 and 7.
Ooh. Well, there's your padding right there. There's your padding.
Yep, that's very true.
So I'm just going to quickly read this press release here. Lego Star Wars The Force Awakens takes players deeper into the new film than any other game, with all of the heroic characters from the movie, including Rey, Finn, Poe Dameron, Han Solo, Chewbacca, C-3PO, and BB-8, as well as Kylo Ren, General Hux, and Captain... What was the captain called? Captain Phasma.
Phasma, yeah.
Phasma. While also exploring iconic Star Wars locales such as Jakku and Starkiller Base. So that's interesting. I've mentioned this before. I've never really been a big fan of these Lego games, but I did like the Star Wars film, and I do like the cover, the box art for this. It looks really cool. They pretty much got the film poster and just made it Lego. It looks quite cool. And in this little picture here, it's got all the different platforms it's going to be coming out to. There's 3DS, Wii U, PS3, PS4, PS Vita, 360, Xbox One, and PC as well. So we look forward to that. Did we get a release date for this?
It's coming out in June 28th on Vita and 3DS.
Oh,
and everything, I think it's coming out everything June 28th, which is fun.
I do like it when games release on like all the platforms at the same time. That is always very nice. And the last thing I wanted to talk about, it's not really a news story, but there's some more pictures and more details are being released for Hitman GO, which is coming to PlayStation Vita and PS4 very soon. This was a mobile game which Chris has played and he liked as well.
Oh, so good.
And this is from Square Enix Montreal, who also did Hitman Sniper and Lara Croft Go. Now, Lara Croft Go has actually won quite a lot of awards, I think. I think it was the App of the Year on iOS or something like that. So a lot of people like these games. It's a very interesting idea. For those of you who aren't aware, it's the Hitman universe, but a weird, like, board game style sort of thing. I'm sure Chris can give us a little bit more information.
Yeah,
but,
it was a kind of like you were chasing pieces around a board, weren't you?
Yeah, something like that. It looks very cool. I love the art. I love the art style on it. But it's just been announced that it's going to be cross-buy between Vita and PS4, and there'll also be cross saves as well. So that's very cool. It's always nice when they offer that for people. This article goes into a lot of detail about the game itself, but I mean the main thing is that cross-buy and cross-save is cool. And we haven't got a release date yet, but hopefully it should be within the next few months. We wait and see how long it takes. But because Chris has given it such a great review, I'm sure it's going to be very, very fun. So there you go. And that is my news done. A bit of a quiet week apart from that update fail, but we live and we learn. And shall we say that in a few days' time we'll be doing extra content?
Ooh, no, keep it under your hat.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. We're going to put Chris's internet connection to the test.
Oh, it's going to be bad.
What we've got to do is get one microphone, get a bread maker, and then we can be all nostalgic about our show from 2 years ago.
Oh, that's a good reference.
I like it. Have you got a bread maker?
No.
We'll buy one before the weekend, please.
Right, okay, I'll see what I can do. Yeah, keep your eyes peeled to our Twitter account at Handheld Podcast if you want to know what's going on. We're going to be getting up some interesting antics come probably Saturday night, I'd have thought.
It's going to be a case of us we're not going to really say anything. We're just going to say, help, blimey, please.
Sorry,
help. Anyway, so look out for that. But thank you for listening to another episode of Heroes of Handheld. And once again, if you've been playing your handheld devices this week, let us know what you have been playing. Give us your thoughts on anything handheld gaming by emailing heroesofhandheld@gmail.com, tweeting us at Handheld Podcast, or by going to our website, heroesofhandheld.com, and going to the contact button, and then you can fill out the form and you can talk to us that way.
It's really simple.
And
do it.
We would do the rhyming thing again, but I've already ruined it, so we're not going to bother this week. There you go. But thank you for listening, everybody. Any final sentiments, Chris? Anything you want to pass on to the listeners? Any internal knowledge you want to pass on?
I would say, do or do not. There is no try.
What is this life if full of care? We have no time to stand and stare.
Oh, that's good. Where'd you get that from?
I'm just a genius. Just thought of it on the spot, mate.
Good.
It's dead good, isn't it?
That's a good line.
It's good. Well, yeah, I definitely just thought of it, mate. I'm a poet and didn't know it. Thank you for listening. We're back next week, but also special bonus content coming within the next few days. Keep an eye on our Twitter page for that. Also on Facebook, just search Heroes of Handheld. We're on Google Plus as well. Or you can find us on iTunes, on Stitcher. We're all over the place. So just search Heroes of Handheld, and we're there. We are there.
It really is gross how everywhere we are.
I actually did a Reddit post about our podcast last week, but we didn't get any extra any bumpage from it. So I'm assuming it got downvoted to oblivion. Let me just have a quick look. I never actually checked. Let's have a look. Bear with. Or maybe it didn't even get uploaded. Maybe it just got blocked. Right. It got downvoted.
Oh no.
It's weird, it's like the circle of life, really. The first post they got loads of likes, loads of comments, people really enjoying it. The second one got 10 and 1 or 2 comments. The third one got 1 upvote, and that was it. And now I'm getting downvoted. Oh, why do I even bother, Chris? Maybe you should try.
Hey mate, keep at it. One day you're going to be dead good at doing the social medias.
All the social medias. Anyway, thank you for listening, everybody. We're back next week. Have a great week. Enjoy your handheld gaming devices. Bye-bye.
Bye.